Anatomy and physiology. Anatomy is a science that deals with the structure of the human body that can be seen with the naked eye. What is your body made of? Skeletal system, muscles, and the like. Physiology is the study of the functions of the structures of the body. For an example, what is the function of the lungs? To purify blood, to convert oxygen to carbon dioxide. Histology is microscopic anatomy, a study of the science of the minute parts of the body, like hair follicle or ectopili muscle. Cells are building blocks or basic units of all living organisms, like humans, plants, animals, and bacteria. Human body is made of trillions of cells that carry out all life processes and are constantly replaced by new cells. Cell is made of nucleus, protoplasm, cytoplasm, which is in yellow in the picture, and centrosome, which is the purple little circle. It is encased in cell membrane. Cell is composed of a colorless, jelly-like substance called protoplasm, which carries nutrients for the cell, like water, protein, carbohydrates, fats, and salts. Protoplasm resembles the egg white. Cell nucleus is located at the center of the cell. Nucleus is responsible for cell reproduction along with centrosome. Cell nucleus resembles the egg yolk. Centrosome is responsible for cell reproduction along with the nucleus. Centrosome is a small round particle in the cytoplasm. Cell cytoplasm is a liquid where all the cell bodies float and exist except the nucleus. The fluid, which contains nutrients for the cell to grow and reproduce, like a dense protoplasm. Cytoplasm. Cell membrane is the covering of the cell, its wall, that keeps all the cell bodies and fluid inside, but also allows food in and waste out of the cell. Cell membrane resembles the eggshell. Cells grow and reproduce by two kinds of reproduction, which is mitosis, it's the direct division, and amitosis, which is indirect division. During amitosis, a mother cell gives birth to a daughter cell, just one cell, and then that daughter cell produces another cell. So, in 3 phases, there are just only 2 cells, the daughter cell and the other cell. Direct division. The mother cell divides in half, then the baby cells divide in half. So it's a faster division than amitosis. Cell reproduction and conditions. Cell will reproduce if enough of all 5 conditions are present: oxygen, food, water, proper temperature, elimination of waste products. Cell metabolism is a complex chemical process in the body where the cells are supplied with nutrients to gain energy to help the body to function. The 2 phases of metabolism are anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is the process of building up larger molecules from smaller ones, like storing energy. Just think of it as A+ to remember that the body in anabolism phase of metabolism is storing, adding fat. Catabolism is breaking down the large molecules to smaller molecules, using energy that was stored during anabolism phase. Just think of it as C-, subtracting energy. If a person's body is in catabolism phase more than in anabolism phase, it will lose weight. Homeostasis is the golden balance between anabolism and catabolism. So, in reality, losing weight is very simple. Eat less, use more energy. Tissues are a combination of cells. Cell plus cell equals a tissue. The tissue types: connective tissue connects body parts together, like bones, ligaments, tendon, fat tissue. Muscular tissue promotes body movement. Nerve tissue provides sensory reaction, sends messages to the brain and back to the nerves. Epithelial tissue, skin, linings of the heart, membranes, covers part of the body. Liquid tissue is in form of blood and lymph, urine, hormones. Similar tissues make an organ. So tissue plus tissue will make an organ. Functions of organs. Brain, the most important organ, controls the body. Eyes control vision. Lungs purify the blood, supply oxygen. Heart pumps the blood throughout the body and circulates it. Kidneys aid in excretion of waste products and water from the body. Skin provides protection, sensation, heat regulation, excretion and secretion to the body. Liver eliminates waste products from digestion. Stomach and intestines digest food. Systems are a combination of organs. List of systems. Circulatory includes heart and blood vascular system. Digestive includes mouth, stomach, intestines, and glands that aid in digestion. Endocrine includes glands that help growth and other body activities. Excretory includes lungs, liver, intestines, skin, kidneys. Integumentary system includes skin and appendages of skin, hair, nail, sebaceous and pseudoriferous glands. Muscular, muscles. Nervous, consists of brain and spinal cords and nerves. Reproductive system has reproductive organs. Respiratory system includes lung and air passages. Skeletal system consists of bones and joints. State Board of Cosmetology requires the knowledge of skeletal system, muscular system, circulatory system for the written test. I've included those three, but I also included the nervous system, some parts of the nerves, just in case if they would like to add it. That would be at the end. Skeletal system. Os is the technical name for bone. Osteology is the study of bones. This portion will include the bones of the skull, neck and chest, arms and legs. The skull is divided into two parts, cranium and facial bones. Cranium. Facial bones. Cranium bones protect the brain. Occipital, bone at the nape area. Parietal, side and top parts of the both sides of the cranium, two bones. Frontal, the forehead bone. Temporal bones around the ears. Ethmoid bone, spongy bone that is located between the eye sockets. Sphenoid bone, the bone that connects all cranium bones together. Occipital bone, which is at the nape area of the skull, of the cranium, is attached to two temporal bones, the two parietal bones, and the frontal bone, which makes the forehead. Ethmoid is the spongy bone between the eye sockets. Sphenoid is the bone that attaches all the cranium bones together, but it's way inside, so it's impossible to show. Facial bones. Nasal bones, part of the bridge of the nose. Two lacrimal bones form the wall of the eye sockets. Zygomatic bones. Cheekbones. They're also called molar bones. Maxilla. Two bones that form the upper jaw. Mandible. The only movable bone of the skull that forms the lower jaw. It is also the largest and the strongest facial bone. The facial bones include the lacrimal bones, which are the ones that make the eye sockets, the two nasal bones, the zygomatic bones, which are the cheekbones, the maxillae, the top bone of the mouth, the mandible, the bottom, the jawbone. The mandible is only bone that moves. Cervical vertebrae, the bones of the neck that are the upper 7 bones of the spinal column. Hyoid, also called Adam's apple, the U-shaped bone positioned at the front of the throat. Bones of the chest. Clavicle, the collarbone attached to scapula and sternum. Scapula, the shoulder blade. Thorax, the rib cage that protects the internal organs, heart, lungs, and such. Ribs, the bones that form the thorax. Sternum, the flat bone of the chest. The ribs are attached to sternum. Bones of the arm and hands. Humerus, the funny bone, the largest bone of the upper arm, starts at the shoulder and ends at the elbow. Ulna, the larger bone of the forearm on the side of the little finger. Ulna, the larger bone of the forearm on the side of the little finger. Radius, the small bone of the forearm on the side of the thumb. Carpus, the 8 flat wrist bones that allow the movement of the wrist. Metacarpus, bones that form the palm, 5 for each hand. Phalanges, the bones of the fingers. Each finger is made of 3 bones except the thumb, which has 2 bones. Humans have 14 phalanges, both hands combined. Anatomy of the leg and foot. Femur, the bone above the knee. Tibia, one of the 2 bones, the large one, below the knee on the side of the big toe. Fibula, one of the 2 bones, the smaller one, below the knee on the side of the little toe. Patella forms the kneecap joint, also called the accessory bone. Talus, ankle bone of the foot. Ankle joint is made of tibia, fibula, and talus. Muscular system. Myology is the scientific study of the muscles, their structure, functions, and diseases. Human body is made of 600 muscles of different sizes. Muscles are formed by fibrous tissues that are able to stretch and contract. The 3 types of muscles: striated, non-striated, and cardiac. Striated muscles are voluntary. Striped muscles that are controlled by will. Arms, legs, and body parts that require movement are controlled by will. Non-striated, involuntary. Smooth muscles that are not controlled by will. They function automatically, like the muscles working for respiratory system, digestion, or internal organs. Cardiac, the muscles found only in the heart. They are involuntary muscles that are not controlled by will. The 3 parts of the muscle are origin, belly, and insertion. Origin is always attached to the bone. Belly is the middle part. Insertion could be attached to other muscles. When massaging, massage from the insertion to the origin. The origin is the part of the muscle that is attached to the bone. Belly is the middle part of the muscle. Insertion could be attached to another muscle that moves. Muscles could be stimulated by massage, hand electrical massagers, chemicals, alkaline or acid solutions, heat and light rays, lamps, UV rays, infrared lamps, nerve impulses through nerves, electric currents like Tesla high-frequency current, moist heat, steam or warm towels. Muscles of the scalp. It is important to remember the bones of the scalp, and if you know the bones well, you will have easier time with the muscles because they have similar names. Occipital frontalis or epicranius is the large muscle that extends from the occipital bone to the frontal bone, which is made of the occipitalis and frontalis muscles combined with a tendon called aponeurosis. Muscles of the neck. Platysma is the muscle that extends from the side of the chin to the shoulders and down to the chest. It helps to express sadness as the lower lip draws down. Sternocleidomastoidus is a long muscle that starts from the back of the ear down to the collarbone of the chest. Helps to nod and rotate the head. Muscles of the ear. Auricularis anterior draws the ear forward. Auricularis superior draws the ear up. Auricularis posterior draws ear backwards. Muscles of the eyebrows. Orbicularis oculi, the muscles that help close the eyes, the round muscles that make the orbits of the eye. Corrugator, the muscle below the eyebrow, and orbicularis oculi, draws the eyebrow down, also wrinkles the forehead. Muscles of the nose. Procerus, nose muscle that covers the bridge of the nose and causes wrinkles of the nose. Other nose muscles help the nostrils expand and contract. Muscles of the mouth. Zygomaticus muscles elevate the lip for laughing. There are zygomaticus major and zygomaticus minor muscles. Triangularis draws the corner of the mouth down, located alongside the chin. Risorius, muscle that causes grinning, drawing the corner of the mouth out and back. Mentalis, the muscle that wrinkles the chin. Levator anguli oris, a muscle that raises the angle of the mouth. Orbicularis oris, the circular muscle of the lip. Depressor labii inferioris, also called as quadratus labii inferioris, muscle that lowers the lower lip, causing the side of the lip to drop, showing an expression of sarcasm. Levator labii superioris, also called quadratus labii superioris, the muscle on the upper part of the lip draws the lip upward to express distress, expanding the nostrils. Buccinator, the whistling muscle of the cheeks that draws the air between the lips. Muscles of upper back and chest. Latissimus dorsi, the muscle that aids in swinging movements of the arms, expanding from the back of the neck and the upper back, controlling the shoulder blades. Pectoralis major and minor, aids in swinging movement of the arms from the front part of the chest. Serratus anterior, helps breathing and raising the arm located at the chest. Trapezius muscle covers the upper and the middle part of the back, rotates and helps swinging the arms. Muscles of the arms and shoulders. Deltoid, triangular muscle that covers the top part of the arm and extends the arm outward and to the side of the body. Biceps, two-headed muscle covering the front and inner side of the upper arm. It turns the palm outward, flexes the elbow, and lifts the forearm. Triceps, three-headed muscle that covers the entire back of the upper arm, extends the forearm. Muscles of the forearm. Pronator, the muscle that turns the palm downward. Supinator, turns palm upward, like in holding a soup. Pronator, supinator. Flexors, muscles that bend and flex the wrist and draw the fingers towards the forearm. Flexor. Extensors, stretch the wrist to extend the fingers and the wrist in a straight line. Extensor. Muscles of the hand. Abductors separate the fingers. Adductors connect the fingers together. Apponent is the muscle that is located below the thumb that draws the thumb against the fingers. Abductors, adductors, opponent. Circulatory system is made of blood vascular system, the blood vessels, lymph vascular system, lymph glands, lymph vessels, and the heart. Heart, made of cardiac muscle, pumps blood throughout the body, size of a closed fist, approximately 9 ounces. Normal heart rate is 72 to 80 times per minute. Pericardium is the membrane of the heart. Chambers and valves. Right and left atrium, thin-walled chambers on the top. Right and left ventricles, thick-walled chambers on the bottom. Valves allow the blood to flow on one direction. Atria, structure of the heart through which the blood travels to the ventricles and then is distributed through the body. Blood circulation. There are two kinds of blood circulations. Blood goes from the heart to the lungs to be purified. That's pulmonary circulation. During the systemic circulation, the blood travels from the heart throughout the body and back to the heart. Blood vessels. Arteries are thick-walled vessels that carry pure blood from the heart to capillaries. Veins, thin-walled vessels carry impure blood from capillaries to the heart. Capillaries, tiny thin-walled vessels, nourish the skin and other tissue and eliminate waste products. Blood is dark red in veins except pulmonary, bright red in arteries, 8 to 10 pints in adults. Sticky, salty fluid, 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, 1/20th of body weight. Function. Equalizes body temperature, nourishes the cells with water, oxygen, food. Clotting is a function to prevent blood loss during injury, carries away waste and carbon monoxide. Blood is made of red blood cells, white blood cells, which are also called red corpuscles and white corpuscles, blood platelets, and blood plasma, which is the fluid part of the blood, 90% water. Blood platelets help clot the blood, smaller than red blood cells. Red blood cells, erythrocytes, also called red corpuscles, carry oxygen to cells produced in bone marrow, contain hemoglobin, iron, which gives it red color. White blood cells are also called white corpuscles, called leukocytes, fight and destroy disease-causing bacteria in the blood. Plasma is a fluid part of the blood that carries nutrients and oxygen to cells and carbon dioxide from cells. Function of lymph-vascular system: transfers nourishment from blood to cells, transfers waste products from cells to blood, helps fight bacterial invasion, provides fluid to cells. Arteries of the neck, face, and the head. Common carotid arteries supply blood from both sides of the neck to the head and face. They also include internal division of carotid arteries, which carry blood to the brain, eyes, and forehead. External division carry blood to the outer surfaces of the head, face, and neck. Superficial temporal artery carries blood to the muscles on side, top, and front of the head. Occipital artery, scalp and back of the head, up to the crown. Posterior auricular artery, behind and above the ear. If you notice, the words keep continuing: occipital bone, occipitalis muscle, occipital artery, and nerves would follow: occipital nerve. So if you know the bones, if you know the muscles, the rest you will memorize. Facial arteries supply blood. Angular artery to the nose, superior labii artery to the upper lip and nose, inferior labii artery to the lower lip, submental artery to the chin and lower lip. Superficial temporal artery. Blood is supplied through frontal artery to the forehead, parietal to the crown of the head. Transverse facial artery to the masseter, which is a chewing muscle, middle temporal artery to temples, anterior auricular artery to front of the ear. Branches of internal carotid artery supply blood through supraorbital artery to upper eyelid and forehead, infraorbital artery to muscles of the eye. Arteries of the arm. Ulnar arteries carry blood to the little finger side of the arm and the palm of the hand. Radial arteries carry blood to the thumb side of the arm and back of the hand. Veins of the face, neck, head, and arm. Internal jugular and external jugular carry blood back to the heart from face, neck, and the head. Since the veins and arteries of the head, face, and neck, arm are parallel to each other and have the same name, it is not necessary to repeat them. Nervous system. Neurology is the study of the functions, disorders, and diseases of nerves. The divisions of the nervous system. 3 parts: central or cerebrospinal, peripheral nervous system, and autonomic nervous system. Central or cerebrospinal is composed of brain, spinal cord, spinal nerve, cranial nerve, and its voluntary nervous system, which is controlled by will. Peripheral nervous system is made up of nerves that carry messages to and from the outer peripheral parts of the body to the brain. Both sensory and motor nerves are at work. Autonomic nervous system, nerves that are not controlled by will, involuntary nerves. Autonomic nervous system controls the non-striated muscles, which are smooth muscles, involuntary muscles, glands, blood vessels, and the heart. Nerve cell, also called neuron, is made of dendrites and axon. Dendrites, the part of the neuron nerve cell that has tree-like branches and receives nerve impulses from other nerve cells. Axon, second thin part of the neuron attached to dendrites that sends messages to other nerve cells. The 3 types of nerves are sensory, motor, and mixed nerves. Sensory, afferent nerves carry messages to the brain when the body feels pain, heat, cold through senses. and including sight, hearing, taste, and smell. Motor efferent nerves carry messages from the brain. Mixed nerves are a combination of motor and sensory nerves that could both send and receive messages. Fifth cranial, trifacial, trigeminal nerve branches: maxillary, ophthalmic, and mandibular. Fifth cranial branches: oricotemporal nerves supply nerves to ear and temple area, infraorbital, eyelid, nose, lip, mouth area, infratrochlear, nose area, mental, the chin, lip area, and to mentalis, of course, the muscle, nasal, the nose area. Supraorbital nerve is located around the forehead, eyebrow, eyelids, and scalp. Supratrochlear nerve around nose and eyes, and zygomatic nerve around the cheeks. Seventh cranial nerve, cervical nerve, supplies nerves to neck, platysma muscle, marginal mandible nerve to the chin, lower lip, buccal to mouth muscles, zygomatic to cheeks, temporal to temple, forehead, eyebrows, eyelid, and cheeks, posterior auricular behind the ear. Cervical nerves, greater occipital and lesser occipital, supply nerves to the back of the head. Greater auricular, ear. Cervical cutaneous, neck area. Nerves of the hand: ulnar, little finger side; radial, thumb side; median, where ulna and radius are, smaller nerve; digital, where the fingers are. End of Cells Anatomy and Physiology.